I am taking this very seriously. You gotta do the homework. Yeah, that was so 3 months ago. Hey guys, it's Karen V, and it's been a while since I've updated you on my pelvic floor dysfunction, pelvic floor physical therapy, and visits to the GI doctor. So I am here to update you on everything. I know a lot of you guys have been subscribing to my channel because you have similar issues, so sorry this took a little while to get this up, but I wanted to wait till I finished my first full round of physical therapy before posting another video. I have created a series on my channel regarding pelvic floor dysfunction and my journey, so if you feel like you're kind of picking up from an odd place, you can always go to that playlist and start from the beginning or start from whichever video you want to watch. So I'm picking up where I left off in my last video. I said I would let you know what happened when I went to the GI doctor. After my first 3 visits to pelvic floor physical therapy, I did eventually get to the GI doctor. And the reason I went is because my colon rectal surgeon, who I saw in my very first visit regarding this whole issue, said that I should have a GI doctor, and that makes perfect sense, obviously. So I went, and he asked me what the problem was, and I told him that I was diagnosed with pelvic floor dysfunction based on a recent MRI that I had. And because this is regarding constipation, he went straight to telling me I should be on a medication to help me go to the bathroom in the meantime. And I was completely fine and okay with that because I knew it was going to take a while for the pelvic floor physical therapy to actually help me go to the bathroom. So I'm going to talk briefly about the medication that I was put on. This is called Linzess, and if any of you guys have been dealing with chronic constipation, you have probably heard of Linzess. The way you take this is you take it on an empty stomach 30 minutes before you're about to eat, and drink a lot of water with it. So the first, I think, 5 days, nothing really happened, and then it kicked in, and I will say I was running to the bathroom like uncontrollably, and I thank God that I work from home. So here's how it went for me. I would take this every morning, and there are 3 doses, just so you know. There's 72 milligrams, 145 milligrams, and 290 milligrams. Me and my GI decided I would go middle of the road and go with the 145 because my constipation was pretty severe. So I said, let's just go for middle of the road. And so I would take this every day in the morning, 30 minutes before breakfast, and there were days, throughout like the couple of months I took it, there were days where maybe I wouldn't go to the bathroom at all. The days that it did work, it was like, whoa, we're talking like running to the bathroom probably on average 8 times, okay? And it was crazy. There was no knowing what day it was going to work on. I mean, every single day my belly would be gurgling, and it was kind of like the warning that like something's going to happen, but sometimes nothing would happen. I just want to be as like non-gross about this as possible. There were like some days where I would go to the bathroom regularly, which was nice, and I just wish that would happen more. So I think it was like maybe 2 months of taking Linzess, maybe 2.5 months. And I was like, this is kind of exhausting. Like, believe me, I was happy to empty out. I was happy to go. I don't care how it happens. Like, I'm just relieved. I feel relieved that I can go. But I was like, this can't be good. And I think I read or heard, like, if you are having these types of results, like, you should talk to your doctor, because I don't think you're supposed to have it be that way long term. It's not categorized as a laxative, but it has a laxative effect. So that's all I can say about that. So I did end up going back to my GI. I think I had to check in anyway. And I was like, is there a different medication I can take? And he's like, basically, they're all gonna act the same. But we thought, why not try another one? Let's just see what happens. So I am now on Trulance, which I had never heard of. I had heard of Linzess before, but not Trulance. This is 3 milligrams, which is a very big difference from the 140. Oh, I'm sorry. The Linzess is micrograms. Okay. So this is a 3 milligram. I don't think he gave me a choice as to what dosage to take. I think this was just it. So, but he was right. It's doing the same exact thing. So when it comes to taking this medication, if I have to be somewhere in the morning, because you're supposed to take this in the morning, I just skip taking it that day. I am not taking chances, because when you take this medication, or when I take this medication, the results come within the first 2 hours of taking it, maybe 3 hours sometimes, but like it's happening in that same time of day. So I don't take chances if I have to be somewhere on the weekends or, you know, whatever day it is. If I got to be somewhere, forget it. I just skip taking it. I did ask my GI doctor. I said, is there any chance there's anything else wrong with me? You know, could I have like some food allergies or food sensitivities or something else going on with me? Can I get a colonoscopy? You know, just because I'm like, well, while we're at this, like, let's just like dive into it all. And he really just kept telling me like, oh, if you had food allergies or food sensitivities, you would not be constipated, you'd have. And then I told him I had a colonoscopy 7 years ago because that was my initial diagnosis. And he really didn't see the need for me to get another colonoscopy because nothing should have changed. And I'm like, that didn't sit well with me after the first GI visit. So when I went back for the second visit, I really pushed for getting a colonoscopy. And I know that that's just, it's checking for cancerous polyps, precancerous polyps. I just feel that I would like to have this done. I pray there is nothing going on there. I don't want anything wrong, but I just feel that things can change, you know, and I'm only 2 years away from having to get one anyway. I think now you're supposed to start getting them at age 45. So I'm 43. Like, it's not like I'm jumping the gun that much. So I am getting a colonoscopy this week. So I will pin a comment to this video with my results of the colonoscopy. I predict it will be fine. If there is something discovered, I will pin that comment and then I will decide from there if I need to make another video. But, you know, I'm hoping that I don't have to. So that wraps up my 2 GI doctor visits. I told you everything I can about that. We didn't really go into anything else besides taking a medication and scheduling a colonoscopy. So now we're going to talk about the pelvic floor physical therapy that I have now completed. I've completed the first 12 sessions. It did take a while because there were many sessions that ended up being canceled, or there was one time I literally forgot to go. I was mortified. So this did take a little while longer to complete. I think I started this in August and we're in December now. So anyway, here's how it all went. Overall, I have improved numbers wise. Now, if you have not seen my pelvic floor physical therapy video, I would watch that because that explains like everything from the beginning. So it'll make more sense. But if you already saw this, this will make more sense to you. I was diagnosed with both a weak and tight puborectalis muscle. So in my initial visit to physical therapy, my bottom number, which was the number that she wanted to come down to a 1 to ensure that like that muscle was relaxed. I recall it started somewhere around like 10, like I was up there, and which she thought was high. It's not the highest that she's seen. She said I'm not like the worst case of this, but you know, she needed to come down to a 1. So that area was just very tight. So she's really happy to see that by the last session, I was able to get down to a 2. So that's really good. I was at a 3 at the second to last session and a 2 by the last session. So I was really able to relax in that moment. So I'm happy about that. And then as far as the high number, the goal was to get me to a 75, and that's when I'm like squeezing my butt. She wanted that to be up to a 75 in the end. I started at a 13, and I have gotten as high as 38. So I feel like I'm getting there. We're not all the way there, but we're getting there. After 12 sessions, she is pleased, but I'm going to say I feel somewhat like a failure because I did take this very seriously in the beginning and I did not do enough of my own physical therapy at home. I fell off the wagon, and it reminds me of those of us that try to lose weight. We fall off the wagon, and it was really hard for me to keep getting back on. And let me just explain this a little bit. I did set alarms on my phone 4 times a day. It would go off. And every single time this alarm would go off, it really just irritated the heck out of me. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm doing something. I'm working. I'm with the kids. I'm working out. I'm doing something. And to stop what you're doing 4 times a day and get on the floor for 10 minutes and squeeze your butt is freaking annoying. So I think I made that excuse. I made the excuse. I have no one but myself to blame. But after thinking about this, I'm like, why am I not doing this? Why am I not adhering to doing these exercises as frequently as she said? And I think part of it is because taking the medication has been like a crutch. it's acted like a crutch. I think I'm just falling back on that because I don't feel terribly constipated because I am emptying out because of the medication. And that's no good because I don't want to be on medication for the rest of my life. It's no good. Taking anything long-term is probably not good for you. So we are taking a break for 1 month from physical therapy, and then I will be restarting in the new year. But she said, you need to be religious about doing these exercises now, especially that you're going to be taking a month off from doing the biofeedback and electrical stimulation. So I have to be super religious about this, but I'm really having a hard time figuring out how to do this without it like feeling like such a damn chore. I mean, it's just what it is. There's probably just no way around it. If you guys have any ideas about how I can like make this more doable or become a better habit for myself, let me know in the comments below because I'm struggling. I'm really struggling, but I know that I have to do this. Like, I don't want to like regress because I have made such improvements. So my numbers have improved, but it has yet to carry over into my actual real life. You know, I'm not going to the bathroom that much on my own because of these improved numbers yet. Every now and then I may go to the bathroom on my own, like maybe on a day where I didn't take the medication, and I'm so happy. It might have happened like 2 or 3 times this whole time, but just more needs to be done. I did actually call the colon rectal doctor today before filming because I forgot I was supposed to check in with them and see what they had to say. They didn't get sent in the results from my physical therapist. They're supposed to get it, but they didn't get it yet. But basically, you know, she said a lot of people have to go through more than 1 round of physical therapy. It's not uncommon. So that's just what we're going to do. We're just going to do another round of probably another 12 sessions. And that'll be that. And I need to get better about doing this at home on my own. I don't want to be too hard on myself. I just want to move forward and fix this because, you know, we have to learn from our mistakes. We all have intentions, but when we don't take the actions to follow through, well, then things don't go the way we wanted now, do they? But I'm glad that this is working in a sense. It's working in a sense, and I'll just keep going. I'll figure this out. One thing I forgot to mention is that my PT feels that stress may be contributing to my inability to relax. I have been a bit stressed out the past couple of months, and you know, we all experience stress for one reason or another. I don't think anyone has a stress-free life. There's always something. So she just thinks that that is a contributing factor to my inability to relax. I must carry my stress down in that region, which is very interesting. You know, some people like grit their teeth, and I do that too. So it's just being very aware all day long of, you know, my body and like, am I noticing that I'm like tensing up anywhere? The other day I actually did like, I don't know, I was doing nothing and I was in this room right here, and all of a sudden I breathed in and everything hurt like right here in like the rib cage area, and I couldn't move. And I ended up going to a different doctor about that, and she's like, it's probably stress or anxiety, you know, and it's just really becoming very clear to me that your mental health has so much to do with your physical health. It is so important to keep in check. You know, it's not just the food you put in your body or even the exercise you're doing. It's your mental state of mind, your mental health. It's so important. And that is something that I focus on so very much. We all have a state of mental health, whether it's in a good place, a bad place, or somewhere in between, which is probably most of us. So it's just something that I need to always keep in mind as well. And I probably need to really incorporate some yoga into my life. So we'll see. I'll contemplate that idea. I believe that's it. If I forgot anything, I'll just pop something in the video later when I'm editing. But I hope that this helped you guys and just gave you some more insight into what you can expect from your future journey through pelvic floor physical therapy for chronic constipation. I don't know when my next video will be regarding this topic. Probably not until there's a change in my status. You know, when I start to really see some serious improvements in going to the bathroom on my own, I'm sure I will hop on here and make a video talking about how long it took, what changes I made, like doing my PT more religiously, colonoscopy results. You know, if I have an update, I'll make a video, okay? In the meantime, if you guys have any questions or comments, please please put them in the comment section below and I will answer every single one of your comments. I always do. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me about food, fitness, mindset, and activewear reviews. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.